Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo.
What does Krishna think of alcohol, meat?
Sure.
Is it okay to consume meat and have alcohol and also do bhakti? What's the difference?
So I'm a Krishnatarian. I eat what God eats. So Krishna doesn't mention in that verse Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels. He doesn't mention Marlboro, nor does he mention weed.
We celebrate Radha-Krishna,
Yeah.
but it's an incomplete love story. Radha and Krishna were never together.
Or were they? In certain places in Vrindavan, for example, there's a place called Bhandirvan. Bhandirvan is a secret place where Radha and Krishna got married.
What does Krishna want us to do?
Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyachi imam namaskuru. Think of me, worship me, love me, come to me.
It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I had dropped you a DM a couple of months back, to which I hadn't received a response.
I'm really sorry about that. I suck on DM. I really am terrible.
And
on
then,
that.
of course, we're doing this now. So,
Yeah.
welcome to the show. Welcome
you.
to the Chill Hour. My name is Deepak. I run the show. I've been running the show for the last 2 years now. Over 100 episodes now. And
How many? 400?
100.
100,
Over 100
okay.
episodes now in the last 2 years.
Incredible.
So every Friday we release. Thank you so much. So when it comes to essentially spirituality, it's pretty close to where I am in my journey, in terms of my spiritual journey. When I was a kid, just to give a little background and context, when I was a kid, I used to enter a temple where I used to see a lot of idols, a lot of murtis in the temple. Shivji, Ganeshji, Saraswati Ma, Lakshmi Ji, Hanumanji. And I used to always get attracted and driven towards Hanumanji
Wow.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the strength that it sort of emoted, or for whatever purpose, I can't tell. But there was some force that attracted me towards Hanumanji, which is why now 2 years back I got this tattoo of the Gada, which
Wow.
is Hanumanji, and
Yeah.
this is the locket which has the Hanuman Chalisa written.
Oh, amazing.
The whole Chalisa is written in this,
Wow.
in the shape of Hanuman.
That's incredible.
So I sort of, Hanumanji is everything to me in terms of, like, obviously he's God, but he's like a parent to me. He won't let me fall. I know there is a strength standing behind me, and I'm not going to fall. Even if I fall, I know that there is someone who's wanting me to fall because he's teaching me something. So there's some divine force that is sort of there around me, where I feel this energy around me, and then I'm like, oh, hey, this is fantastic. And I feel very driven towards him. So what was your first sort of moment where you felt that, oh, this is your first maybe moment towards spirituality?
I mean, there were many moments. But seeing as we're talking about Hanumanji, I remember every day on the way to school, my mum used to drop me. She used to play the Chalisa in the car every day. So even though I didn't even know what it meant, I would know the words. And I remember just feeling that these words mean something deep and profound. But at the same time, I had no idea what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like a feeling of familiarity, maybe a past life or who knows. But something that called me towards exploring spirituality much later in my life. So it also started with Hanumanji on the way to school.
Sweet.
Playing the Chalisa. And then I remember getting into watching the cartoon, Ram cartoons.
Yeah.
And then teenage years.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. And then I found my way back.
So when it comes to the commercial angle, I'm sure that there are a lot of these essentially satsangs and kirtans and a lot of these concerts happening.
I saw so many billboards. It's becoming a culture now.
Yeah.
Bhajan concerts.
So bhajan concerts essentially are becoming a thing. People, young folks, people who are just right off college, they want to start bhajans, they want to start kirtans, they want to hold satsangs, which is fantastic, by the way. But it's also a monetary angle, because you can't, of course, so you can't really, you got to make money.
Yeah.
Because survival is important.
Yeah.
And you also want to do something that you love.
Of course.
So essentially, there's a bridging of passion and profession, and you really want to make money out of
Yeah.
it because, duh.
Yeah. It's like this. It's like if you don't maintain a living, you're going to have to work a corporate job maintaining the lifestyle of consumerism and capitalism.
Yeah.
If you make it a living and you do it full time, then you have to be really careful about where you're anchored and where your guidance is coming from. And so this kind of balancing act is definitely something that we need to become more and more comfortable with. The one thing I would say though, and this is a really strong point for me, is that it's not a this or that. So I'm saying it's not only concert bhajan and only temple kirtan. I think we need to somehow understand the nuance of this and that. So for me, I don't film when I'm in the temple room. I don't want that to be filmed personally. I would even put a sign out saying phones banned in temple.
I'd love for you to be as candid as possible.
I'm trying to be.
Of course. So when I say there are temples everywhere in India and across the world, right? There are most people or a section of people who definitely believe in God and go to temples and pray. Some people who are not. We'll discuss this section a little later.
Okay.
But this section of people who really believe in God and go to temples.
Okay,
Some
so
who
temple
don't.
goer.
Some who don't but still believe in God.
Yeah.
Are the concerts for them? What is the concert doing for you?
Concert for me is anyone that feels inspired by the chanting of God's names. Whether you're a temple goer or whether you're a non-temple goer, I'm not here to say this is for you and this is not for you. I'm just saying that both environments need to exist, coexist. Because for me, it's like, I like that there's movies out there. Like I see there's Mahat, Avatar, Narasimha.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible. But does that mean that we only do movies about God? No, we should also write books about God. We should also have music about God. We should also have pictures about God. And so that's where I'm saying, like, I think that we sometimes get carried away and think that, oh, this is now the all, that every kirtan needs to be done on stage with cameras and lighting and social media influence and management and money involved. That's not what I'm trying to do. I found that this is a way in which I can attract people who ordinarily wouldn't go there. But at the same time, I also am a pilgrim. I go places to temples which I don't want any cameras around me. I put a scarf around my head, a hat on my head.
Take us and take the audience to Vrindavan.
You got to overlay some images now of Vrindavan. Here they are coming on your screen now.
Yeah.
Vrindavan for me is the playground of God. It's the place where every step is like a dance and every word is like a song. It's a place where people don't love Krishna because he's God. Rather, they love God because he's Krishna. The sweetness of supreme reigns there. A place where unconditional love and bhakti flow in every conversation, in every greeting. A place where it's clear to me that God has never left, that Krishna has Radha-Krishna have never stepped foot outside of Vrindavan. And for even one who sees it only as a touristic place now, I think if you're really sincere, you can still find the essence there in the sadhus, the sadhus who maybe aren't Instagram famous, that both need to coexist.
Yeah.
But there are saintly persons who are not famous there, saintly persons who are famous there. It's my favorite place in the entire world. It's the place where I found my first real meaningful God conversation and relationship was in Vrindavan.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
I went off on a mad one there. Was all right.
Yeah, I mean, I got goosebumps when you spoke about Krishna and God and God and Krishna.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I didn't love Krishna because he's God. I loved I loved God because he's Krishna.
Sweet. If you can just tell me where you felt the presence of divine intervention, where you're like, oh my God, Krishna is right in front of me and he's helped me get out of something. It's incredible.
My first real Kirtan experience, I was in a place called Brihuega, which is a couple of hours from Madrid in Spain. And at the time, I was interested in the philosophy of bhakti, but I couldn't wrap my head around chanting and singing. I thought, the girls into this thing, it's not really a very macho thing to do, to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat at the back of the room. I'd been invited by a friend of mine, and I sat at the back of the room, and I got a text message. I saw the people chanting and closing their eyes and, swaying. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is nice. It sounds nice. The music is nice. But I didn't really feel so much connected. And then I get a text message on my phone. And at the time, I don't know if you seem young. Do you remember the Nokia 3310?
Of course. I'm not that young as well.
Those phones, man, those are
Yeah.
built out of steel. I had a Nokia 3310 and I get a message from my girlfriend, now my wife. And she messages me saying, it's over. It's not working out. We got to end things here. And I remember just my heart sinking, my stomach clenching, and realizing I've got only two options here. Because I tried texting back. I forgot to mention, I tried texting her back furiously. But she wasn't receiving the messages because it just kept popping up, message send failure, message send failure, message send failure. So I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. What am I going to do? I got two options, well, what I thought were two options. One, I go back to my room and I throw things around and I just let out some steam. Or two, to hell with it, I'm just going to stuck in and chant and dance with these people. And thankfully for me, I put my phone down, turned it the other way around, and off I went, chanting. I was like, I had nothing to lose. We learn more from rock bottom than we do from mountain tops. And in that moment where I felt so betrayed in one sense, and so lost and so alone, I had nothing to lose. I didn't care what people thought of me. I only cared what that one girl thought about me. But she didn't seem to care. And it seemed like I couldn't even fix it in that situation. So I put my phone the other way around and I just started chanting and dancing. I let loose. And
What were you chanting?
Hare-Krishna.
Hare-Krishna.
And the Swami who was singing, he took his garland off and was swinging it in the air. And there's one picture of me that none of you are ever going to see. It's my hands in the air. I was wearing a tight yellow t-shirt. I've always been a little bit chubby. So I was wearing a tight yellow t-shirt and the t-shirt was scandalously above the belly.
Of course.
Hands in the air and tears were coming from the eyes. And every time I look at that picture, I'm like, this is a happy person. Because I felt connected. Because I wasn't doing it to show anyone else. I wasn't doing it because of any other reason than I needed something to just make me feel cared for and loved. And surprisingly, through the chanting, I felt held and I felt safe and I felt loved by God. I didn't know it was God, but I felt loved by something. And so, yeah, that was a magical experience for me. And when I ran up to the Swami at the end and I was like, what was that? Like, you have to understand that.
And then you did not know.
I had no idea what was going on.
All right.
I was like, these guys are just, they're chanting Krishna, Krishna. And I know Krishna plays the flute, golden dhoti and peacock feather and the cows. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I didn't really understand. And for that first time I felt something. I felt a drawing towards a person, the Supreme. So yeah, that was a magical moment. We learn more from rock bottoms than we do from mountain tops.
Yeah, that's so true. Because all of the experiences that we've had in life so far, in the things that we've not done so well, we've learned so much more.
Yeah.
I have a friend exactly like you.
Okay.
Who
does he look like me?
Now, no.
Is he me?
No. We were studying for CA. CA is the accountancy course here.
Chartered accountant.
Chartered accountant. So we were studying for the same course. We used to live in the same building back in Calcutta. I'm from Calcutta.
Okay, cool.
We used to live in the same building in Calcutta.
Yep.
And then he moved to Australia for his master's. And he's now entirely into ISKCON and Krishna Bhakti.
Cool.
And his family thinks he's gone crazy.
Yeah.
His family thinks,
you
what
eat
the hell
differently, you speak differently, you associate differently, your activities are different. So yeah, of course, everything's crazy.
Everything. So he's standing amidst like a lake or an ocean or a water body with long hair, just like Krishna, a little bit of a beard, wearing loose clothes, yogi, full yogi vibes.
Full yogi.
And all his story captions and Instagram captions would be filled with shlokas and verses from the Bhagavad Gita. And
Wow, sounds deep.
sounds very deep. But then his family was like, we sent him to study into Sydney.
Yeah.
And what has he gotten himself
Yeah,
into?
sure.
So it's really difficult for essentially parents of probably this generation, and I don't blame them as well.
No, not at all.
But how do you what do you have to say to parents of this generation if their kids want to be entirely associated with, say, ISKCON or any such organization, not just talking about ISKCON, but any organization around, say, Krishna Bhakti or any other Bhakti?
I think that we all have to find our way. And not the way that we've been forced to be, but our authentic path. It's the hardest thing to find our authentic path in this world. Why? Because, especially in Indian culture, you're either a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or a failure.
Or an accountant.
Or accountant. And so I think that it's really hard for anyone to see a loved one choosing a path that we don't so much agree with. It's always hard, right? Like, we want people to be the way we are. Or the way we see the world. And it's interesting because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. With all of our conditioning, all of our experiences. We see it with the lens almost, like how you're wearing glasses.
Sure.
You see the world like this. I see the world like this. And so we want people to see the world in the same way we are because we think we know best. But the truth is we have to find our authentic selves in this world. Otherwise, you know what? It will come out in midlife crisis. It'll come out in depression. It'll come out in frustration with the world. It'll come out in hatred and anger to the world. So we have to find our authentic path. I think that when it comes to people joining movements and joining spiritual organizations, I think that it's a necessity. It's I can't see the world without it. I think it's a necessary. The reason why I don't ascribe to outwardly and externally being of a particular institution is because I've noticed that we need to normalize spirituality. And I'm willing to tread the line or even cross it a little bit in order to make people understand that you can be a bhakta in suit and tie.
Sure.
It doesn't necessarily have to be just by externals, because there are also examples of sadhus who externally are doing great things, but internally are going through some really demonic and dark things as well.
Sure.
I don't want to give examples.
I'm sure there are stories and it's out there, of course.
Yeah, of course. Everything from attachment to sex, pornography, money laundering. We've heard it all.
Sure.
And so I think it's important to also have examples who are not externally,
But does it shake your belief?
When people who are... No, I think it's completely normal. That's what the material world is.
Are you materialistic?
I think so.
Is it wrong to be materialistic and spiritual at the same time?
I think it's important to understand the analogy of the knife. A knife in the hand of a surgeon or a knife in the hand of a thief. The knife is the same. It's how you utilize it. And so when you say, am I materialistic? I see material energy as Krishna's energy.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. Everything that we see in this room has been manifest from the Supreme. Now, is this in and of itself good or bad? It depends on how you use it. If you're using it for higher purpose, to bring about an elevation in consciousness, to put down the notion that money and material acquisition will bring you happiness, if you can bring about an awareness that you can be happy in this world, then all of this stuff is great. But if you're using the same equipment, same energy of God to propagate a message of hate, division, anger, terrorism, etc., then all of this equipment is, what is it? What's the value of it? So when you say, am I materialistic? I guess you're asking, do I like nice things? Yes, I like nice things, but I like to have nice things in order to be able to serve with better purpose.
Okay.
Example, if I didn't have a good mobile phone, I wouldn't be able to shoot good content. And if I can't shoot good content, then I can't reach people who ordinarily wouldn't hear this message. If I didn't travel in an aeroplane, I would have to take a boat to get here. So
What according to you is spirituality?
it's the quest and the journey to find out who you are, beyond the body, beyond the mind. It's the quest and journey to find out who is God. And it's a quest and journey of finding out what's the relationship between those two. The true self, who is God, and what's my relationship with that. And that for me is bhakti.
What's your relationship with Krishna?
Sometimes loving, sometimes inattentive. I think it's one where I'm constantly learning to navigate, one where I hope one day will be fully absorbed. I hope that I die a person who's absorbed in love with the Supreme. Am I there yet? No. Am I trying? Yes. And yeah, it's a path that definitely is a life less ordinary.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I'm willing to forego my own comfort for this. I genuinely feel like this is going to be what people are looking for.
Can you give up everything in your life
That's not the
for
aim.
Krishna?
That's not the aim.
Okay.
The aim is not to give everything up for Krishna. The aim is to use everything for Krishna. To give everything up is a far-fetched idea because you can't give everything up.
Sure.
Because you are of that everything. So how can you give everything up when you are of that everything? Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I'm just sort of thinking what...
Spirituality has been pigeonholed into being about asceticism, giving everything up, renouncing everything.
The problem with... I don't understand in terms of why there's a negative connotation around spirituality, or what do you think is the biggest misnomer or misconception about spirituality?
Yeah, I think it's just that you have to be an ascetic, you need to be a sadhu, you need to be giving everything up. That's not the point. Like you look all across the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So many examples of kings, King Prataparudra. You look at Durvasa Muni, you look at Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. They're kings and princes.
Yeah.
They're using what Krishna has given them in his service. And so I think that's the point. Like, I think we've just become misinformed. Either we've become misinformed as a society, or we are being manipulated by media to think spirituality is evil, it's bad. Because if you're a consumerist, if you're someone that's trying to propagate, buy my product, you don't want people giving, you don't want the spiritual message to go out.
What does Krishna want us to do?
Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru. Think of me, worship me, love me, come to me. It's like a father who has a son that's running around across all the universe, and all he wants is you to just come back and tell him once, I love you, Krishna. That's all he wants. He doesn't want anything else. He doesn't want our fancy cars. He doesn't want our status and high, he doesn't want any of that. He just wants just to say one time, I'm yours. Those are the hardest words to say. We find it difficult to say to our partners.
Yeah.
But just without any condition, I don't want anything from you, Krishna. I want nothing. If you want to give me something, I'll use it back in your service. You keep giving, I'll keep giving.
Do you think Krishna treats everyone equally, irrespective of any status?
I think yes and no. It's a nuanced answer.
Okay.
I think that God wants that we all find our way back home. But each of us needs a different lesson to be able to do that. And so oftentimes it's not, why are you doing this to me? Krishna, why are you giving me this pain? Krishna, why are you giving me this wealth? Or why are you giving me... It's not why, it's what are you trying to teach me with this, my Lord? Because when you figure out what he's trying to teach you, the lesson's over.
How do you figure out? Because a lot of times when things are not going right in our lives, it's
Yeah.
essentially young folks and young audiences watching
Sure.
this. A lot of times when, say, we fail an exam or we come out of a breakup or we something not right with us in our business or with our families, anything that's going wrong, we come to God and we're like, God, why are you doing this to me? Why is Krishna doing this to me? Why is Hanumanji doing this to me?
Yeah.
How do you change this perspective?
Well, there's a formula that's given. It's Guru Sadhu Sastra.
Guru Sadhu Shastra.
First, go and approach a teacher, bona fide teacher, who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. Find a good spiritual teacher. Second, I would suggest is sadhu, which means ask saintly persons. Ask your assembly of friends who are also spiritual. Say, hey, look, like, I'm thinking of taking this job, but, you know, it's not working for me. Do you think I should stay in this industry? What should I do? Or even the deeper questions like, I think I want to dedicate my life in a different purpose. How did you do it? Like, what's your way of doing it? And the final is the sastra. You know, it's funny because like people feel it's like, oh, that's old news. But if you want a really good idea, read some really old books. Because really speaking, even though we all think that we're modern people and AI, we're ChatGPT, but actually the same stuff is going around again and again and again perpetually. Like you look at life 100 years ago, they had the same issues: war, famine, distress, loneliness, depression. Same issues again. Mental illness, they couldn't diagnose it. There were mental illnesses then also.
Sure.
These are all things that have perpetually been there. We're all struggling for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These are all things that we've constantly as human beings struggled with. And so, yeah.
It's pretty interesting how...
I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with it.
Now, I was just saying that in terms of when things are not going right, a lot of times we sort of try and blame God and tell him and talk to him. He's like, Bhagwan,
Yeah.
band karo ye.
Yeah, band karo.
But then...
What's the lesson?
What's the lesson? How do you know he's guiding you to something more beautiful?
Yeah.
How
Oh,
do you
that's where we
believe?
was. Guru Sadhu Sastra, and I was talking about Sastra.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know that people they like scrolling on Instagram more than scrolling through Gita. I get it.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend, like, you know, for me, when I was exploring this, because I'm not of this culture in one sense. I was born in an Indian body, but I was born in the UK. And so for me to really understand spirituality, I didn't have any conditioning with it.
Yeah.
That was kind of a blessing in disguise. I didn't have any
And
pre-exposed.
it's crazy because you were born in the UK, you've lived all your life in the UK, all your schooling, all your education has been in the UK,
fully,
all your culture and environment has been in the UK.
Fully, yeah.
And you now do what you do, which is incredible.
India. Your audience is from India, mostly?
Yeah.
India. Please don't give up your culture. The more you become westernized in your approach, the more you'll come full circle back to the lessons that your nanny and your daddy and your dada and your mum and dad have been telling you all along, which is that, you know, they've come to the same conclusion. Our culture is so rich.
Yeah.
So rich. And people are coming, they're flocking in their thousands. Like you've probably seen it. All these, you know, Westerners coming to Rishikesh and Vrindavan, and why are they coming?
Give me your craziest story. Give me your craziest performance Kirtan story.
Kirtan performance story. Well, there was one time I was, before I was that well known in India, I was performing or sharing in Mumbai, and I didn't have security because I didn't know I needed security. And a guy jumps up on the stage. A random guy from this audience just jumps on the stage. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Because he was going into his pocket, and I was like, oh,
damn,
Krishna. And he pulls out something from his hand and he's about to throw it at me. I was like, oh crap. And then he throws it and it was flowers. And I was like, someone get this guy, man. Like, get him off the stage. So I was scared in that moment. It was.
But what's been the craziest Kirtan story? What do you think? Why people come to Kirtans? Describe a Kirtan experience? What do you feel when you're on stage and when thousands or hundreds of people in front of you are dancing, going crazy, singing Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, every single song that you perform, everybody's just dancing in front of you,
Yeah.
singing in exhilaration.
Yeah.
Explain that. Explain. What do you
I
feel?
can't explain that. It's God's
What does it do to
grace.
people?
It
What does a
makes them-
kirtan do to people?
Well, Sri Chaitanya says, Japite Japite Korile Pagal. By chanting and chanting, you go mad. Mad with understanding that this is what I was meant for. I was meant for falling madly in love with God. And so that's what I see. When I see these, I mean, as you were speaking, I was like picturing them in front of me, and I could just see love in action. That it's almost like you have an awakening, like, this is what I was meant for. I was meant to fall in love not with my status and job and money for sake of money's sake and status for status' sake, but I was meant to fall in love with the Supreme. And when you see that happening, you can almost see it in their eyes, like the moment someone's captured by that moment. And the best thing I can do is just try and find a way in which I can serve them by maybe telling them another story or sharing with them a little anecdote or a little inspiration or a little framing or something just to encourage them. You're on the right path. Keep going, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going.
Do you not feel like dancing while you're singing?
All the time. I mean, at the Dome last January, I think it was this January in 2025, I got up and I danced with the audience a little bit on stage.
Yeah.
But then I also have to remember it's my service, and my
Yeah.
service is to engage everybody to chant.
Is there one particular mantra that you chant, or can you chant
Yeah.
a particular mantra right now just to maintain the sanctity of this room? Can you just level up the sanctity of the room?
Whoa, let me sit properly then.
Let's go.
Chant a mantra or a shloka?
Whatever you feel like comfortable.
Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Binatvan Nama Namino. Nama Chintamani Krishna. These names of Krishna are like Chintamani. They're touchstones, jewels which upon touching the mind transform the mind away from self-absorption. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto. They relieve us of all the pains and sufferings of the heart, Nitya Mukto, and liberate us eternally. Binatvan Nama Namino. Why? Because these names are non-different from Krishna. They are non-different from the syllable and the sound vibration of Krishna. So when you chant, all worries, all distresses become liberated, and your mind and heart become transformed towards a life less ordinary. That is a little shloka. It's one of my favorite shlokas.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Beautiful. It's as if I was transported to a different world altogether.
I'm doing some magic here, man. I'm working.
Of course.
I'm hustling. Hustling for God.
Have you been following Premanand Ji Maharaj from India?
I even went to see him once.
Yeah? How was that experience?
Magical. He was very, very mystical, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice that what he's doing to spread Bhakti culture, to spread Kirtan culture, to spread Radha-Krishna culture. Yeah.
He's somebody I've been following for a while now. And what he essentially says is Naam Jap, Naam Jap, Naam Jap, Naam Jap. Radha, 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 Radha. And then you feel as if something happens.
Yeah.
But I've always been curious, and this is something that I've felt in a lot of other instances as well. I've been very active with the Art of Living as well.
Wonderful.
When I been very active, and I've gotten the opportunity to interview Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji as well.
Amazing.
Gurudev. So I've seen whenever somebody asks him a particular question and somebody is seeking an answer, most of the times he says, do Sudarshan Kriya. That will solve every single thing. When I hear Premanand Ji Maharaj, he says, Naam Jap. Every single answer, this first statement will be, Naam Jap Karo, Naam Jap Karo, Radha, 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 Radha. And it solves every single thing. It's as if it's a guru mantra that it's going to solve every single thing for every particular problem that you have. This is the only answer. So what do you think happens when you do Naam Jap?
Wow.
Is there a wiring in the brain that something changes, or is there a realization? What happens?
What happens is through the sound vibration you come in contact with God. It's almost like picking up a telephone and calling God. You're in direct contact. Direct contact with God.
Okay.
The difficulty is because of ahankar, because of lots of impressions and conditionings and coverings, we sometimes don't realize it. But actually you're calling, you're literally going, hey, Radha-Krishna, I'm here. I'm here, I'm waiting. Please open up, open the door, I'm here.
Do you also sometimes feel that you're talking so much to Krishna, but he's not listening?
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time too. And I guess that silence in itself is an instruction and a teachable moment that God's not here to serve me. I'm here to serve God. And so in the silence, I serve with my body and my mind and my words. And in the connection, I still try to serve by asking them, give me more service, give me the opportunity further to serve you. This chanting of the name is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Kalir Doshinide Raja Nashtihi Ekomant Guna, Kirtanateva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parambrajet. That in this age of Kali Yuga, there's so many faults. People are quarreling and in hypocrisy, they say one thing and they do another thing all the time. This is Kali Yuga. It's an ocean of faults, but there's Eko Mahant Guna, there is one great quality, Kirtanateva Krishnasya, by chanting the name of God, Mukta Sangha Parambrajet, you reach the highest bliss, the highest place, the highest abode. And so this name is, another verse comes to mind, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyata, that in this age of Kali Yuga, Harer Nam Eva Kevalam, it's everything.
It's in Bengali?
Yeah, it's the only way. Because, okay, look, we can look at it from two lenses, that the scriptures say it, therefore.
Sure.
But the other thing that's really interesting? We have a playlist for everything.
Sure.
We've got a playlist for when, do you work out?
Yeah.
Okay, playlist for workout?
You can't tell, but you can. But I do work out.
I don't. Some people are just like naturally healthy.
No, of course, I'm kidding.
Okay, so playlist for when you work out. Playlist for when you're eating, maybe. You want to eat with some ambient music or something.
Yeah.
You got a playlist for when you want to sleep.
Yeah.
You got a playlist for when you're in love.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Romantic songs.
Sure.
Whatnot. What about the playlist for the soul? It makes complete sense.
Sure.
Sound activates emotion. Sound activates joy, connection, calm. Sound can also activate the spiritual sense. And so by having spiritual sound vibration in an atmosphere, it awakens you. Even you don't have to do anything. So in this age where everyone's running around like headless chickens, at Mumbai, it's organized chaos.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone's running around trying to be someone, do something. Run, do, go. So in this age, how are they going to sit and meditate? How will they sit in peace? How will they even do 20 minutes of sadhana? So that's where the name comes. Just play the name. Just be with the name. And then slowly, things in your life will shift such that you go, I've got time for the name. The name had time for me at that time. I've got time for the name. And in that way, like, you'll make time. You'll go to Vrindavan and say, I don't want to do it. I just want to chant the name. I just want to serve.
RD, tell me something in terms of just understanding when you perform, when you're doing concerts, when you're doing kirtans.
Yeah.
There's a particular phrase that you use, for example, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram. So when you say this phrase, this is the only phrase you're singing throughout the song or throughout the kirtan.
Half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is.
Half an hour, 20 minutes. Why is there not a particular song that you do? Why is it just this phrase?
Because I think that we've sometimes made it too complex. Especially like in the West, for example. Pronunciation of these names is not easy. It's a completely different rolling of the R's. Like how we say Radha. They say Radha.
Radha.
That's okay. Like the pronunciation is not important. What's important is the heart, ultimately.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's important that we understand that just in the syllables Radha or the syllables Krishna, that's everything. Enough. Even if you just chanted Krishna, 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 that's enough. But because Indian culture is such, we need variety, and I understand. But for me, I like the simplicity. Simplicity. Because actually, the scriptures tell us that this is all that's needed.
So that's why it's just one phrase or one verse that you keep on going. That's you start off with a
I want to
simple...
bring people to that meditative state where they feel that it's not just about mixing it up and making it too complex and too much for the mind to handle. Just let's simplify it. Let's bring it back to basics. And people are coming because they value that. They value that just Hare Krishna Mahamantra is enough. Just those.
What is the Mahamantra?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That these 16 words, that's all you need. Simple,
Hare
simple.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
That's what I'm chanting constantly. That's where this bad boy comes in handy.
The ticker? The ticker?
Yeah. Where am I up to?
What's the number?
It's pretty decent. No, a long way to go.
But do you like? I've seen this ticker with on Virat Kohli's finger as well. After he visited Premanand Maharaj, he was not doing well in his professional career for a brief period of time. Also, he's the goat, but he was not doing well for a brief period of time. And he visited Premanand Maharaj, and
So incredible.
he sort of said ki naam jap karo, naam jap karo, naam jap karo, naam jap karo, and he actually got a ticker. And he started chanting Radha, 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 Radha,
So
Radha.
incredible.
And everything sort of started changing. And then after they won the IPL trophy, which you can see here,
Yeah.
he went back to Premanand Maharaj. And then Premanand Maharaj very cutely says, Ab sab theek hai? Now everything's okay. He's like, हाँ सब ठीक है. And it's very cutely, he's like, both him and Anushka, his wife, was like, हाँ अब ठीक है,
So
अब ठीक है.
wonderful.
And it's-
So wonderful.
so the greatest of the greatest people, I'm sure.
And I want to thank Virat for that. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but thank you so much for taking the name of God, and by your great example, Bhagavad Gita says, what a great man does, the common men will follow. And you're a great man because you have taken the name and by your example encouraged others to take the name. So thank you.
Awesome. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 16, says there are 4 types of people who seek God. Artha, who are in distress or suffering, seek God's help to alleviate their pain. Artharthi, those who seek wealth, prosperity, or material benefits and approach God with the expectation of gaining something. Jijnasu, those who are seekers of knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual growth and approach God with a desire to understand the truth. And Janani, those who have attained spiritual knowledge and understanding and seek God out of pure love and devotion.
The greatest.
And these are the 4 types of people who seek God. Where do you fall?
Sometimes one and sometimes the other.
Yeah?
All 4. I think that, like human beings are complex in that it's hard to categorize each and every person. And I think initially it was out of distress.
Because you were... and I think everybody
Yeah.
starts there.
I think so.
Most people start there.
people,
Yeah,
most people.
most people, sure.
But you do find there are inquisitive people out there that are looking for knowledge, jnanis. You do find also those then who are further along the path and doing it because they want to know more about their Lord out of love. It's not because they're distressed, it's not because they're inquisitive, but they just genuinely are like the last category.
Sure.
So I think we all go through different phases. I think initially a lot of people come because of distress. And I think that's why we shouldn't see it as, oh, they're going through pain, so therefore they've lost their mind and they're going to spirituality. It's very natural because Einstein says it best. Einstein says you can't do the same thing again and again and again and again and expect different results. So in a culture where we're constantly trying to strive, to hustle, to build for building's sake, and expecting the result to be different, that's insanity. If you're going through pain, you can't keep building. You need to change something because otherwise the pain is going to remain. So in the same way, like for people to take up a new mission in their life, take up a new path, a new activity, a new sadhana, a new association, that's so natural because you can't do the same thing and expect the same different results. You're still going to experience the pain. You're not learning that lesson, no? Like we talked about earlier. Why is this happening to me?
Sure.
It's what is this trying to teach me? That you got to change something.
How do you change things? Because then people, when you think that something's wrong that's happening with me and I'm not really right, do you also go back to your past life and think, have I done something wrong? Maybe in my past life, and now whatever I'm going through right now is because of what I've done in my past life.
Sure. But if you don't learn the lesson, it'll continue to be this life. Do you get it? Like
Right.
we are living out our karma right now.
Do you think sure, perfectly said. But do you think you can make whatever wrongdoings you've done in your past life, you can correct it through Nam Jap,
Yeah.
through puja, through sadhana, through...
Rupa Goswami writes in the in the Nectar of Devotion that simply by clapping your hands in Kirtan, he describes, Prabhupada writes in the commentary that the crows of your sins will fly away. You know, you see, I saw it when I was driving here, the crows on the dustbin. Just go like this, they'll fly away.
Yeah.
So in the same way, when you clap in the chanting, in the Kirtan, then your entire karma is changing right there in the palm of your hands. The lines on your hands change.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's
Simply by
right there.
clapping. Right there. So you're changing your karma. It's akarma. You're completely destroying the karma.
Okay.
You know, there's no karma involved. You're not creating any bad impressions by doing it. You're removing it. You're ridding yourself. It's almost like taking a shower. Chetu darpana marjanam baba mahada vagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, he writes that the cleansing of the mirror, Chetu darpana marjanam, by chanting, you're cleansing the mirror of the heart of all this thick layer of dust that's accumulated because of past karma. So it's all being just wiped away. It's like, gone.
Is there a way to chant?
How long have you got? My teachers could probably do a better answer to this, but
Whatever you've learned, whatever in your experience.
I can share. The number one thing is chant with attention. Inattention is the root cause of aparad when it comes to chanting. The root cause is inattention. What do I mean by that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Shahrukh, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Deepika, what? Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare, shh, be quiet. Shh, Ram Ram, Hare. Inattention. If I'm speaking to you and I was doing all these things, you would also be like, he's not really interested in having a conversation with me. So when it comes to chanting the name, I think that even if, set a number. Whatever that number is right now comfortable for you. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, one name. But do it in a concentrated way where you're just saying to God in conversation, I just want your love. That's all I want. I want to be yours. I want you to be mine. That's it.
We celebrate Radha-Krishna.
Yeah.
But it's an incomplete love story. Radha and Krishna were never together.
Or were they? In certain places in Vrindavan, for example, there's a place called Bhandirvan. Bhandirvan is a secret place where Radha and Krishna got married under the priesthood of Brahmaji. Brahma came and married them. And it was done in. If you like to go to Vrindavan, then go and check it out. It's under a huge banyan tree, and there you'll see beautiful murtis of Brahma, Radha, and Krishna, and they're getting married.
Really?
Yeah. So some say this, some say that.
So give me the relation that Krishna or God overall has, or what does Krishna think of alcohol, meat?
Sure. Well, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakta priyachati. Krishna says in Gita, if you offer me with love and devotion, a fruit, a flower, a leaf, or water, I will accept it. So I'm a Krishnatarian. I eat what God eats. So Krishna doesn't mention in that verse Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels. He doesn't mention Marlboro, nor does he mention weed. Krishna doesn't mention that. So whatever my Lord eats, I will eat. If I can offer it to Krishna, then I can take it.
Have you seen, and it's my duty to ask questions,
Please.
and you can
Please,
feel
please,
free to
please,
not
please.
answer at all. But
I'm going to answer it.
Sure. Have you seen sadhus or babas or bhakts or yogis do all of these, whether it's weed or whether it's have non-veg or
Sure.
drink alcohol,
Yeah.
and do bhakti at the same time?
Yeah.
Is it, okay, my larger question would be, is it okay to consume meat and have alcohol and also do bhakti? What's the difference? What's the problem with doing both?
I don't think there's a problem with doing both. I just don't think it's going to be very effective.
What
It's
is
like
God?
this.
What
Okay,
is
so
is there
let
a
me
is
give
there a
you an
shlok in the
example.
Gita that says something about this?
About what? Not eating this and that?
Yeah.
But that verse that I gave you about whatever Krishna eats that we can eat. Now, patram pushpam phalam toyam. So the idea is like this, like and then we have to go Guru Sadhu Sastra. What do our sadhus and gurus say about it? And the authorized gurus, they explain to us that actually that everything is in 3 guna, in the modes of material nature. We have sattva, raja, tama. So if your aspiration is to be the best bodybuilder in the world, but then you go and eat McDonald's every day, is that going to work?
No.
It will eventually, because you have to realize that this is not conducive to my consciousness.
Sure.
But it's not going to work. And so it has to be a case of what do you really want? Like, if you want to be a half in, half out kind of guy, then that's cool. That's on you. It's not about me judging you for that, because ultimately it's between you and your God. I can't say you don't do this, because who am I? Like, it's between you and your Krishna, you and your Hanuman.
Right.
Right? So in the same way, like, I think it's important for us to understand that it's not that we have to go out and become messiahs and try and change everybody and
Sure.
whatnot, but rather just make people understand that if you're really aiming for this, it ain't going to work, because it's not in our scripture. It's not in our scripture that you do smoke weed and you're going to attain this. That there's no example of that. There's no example of someone who womanizes and becomes a bhakta and at the same time.
Last thing, if you can just sing a couple of lines, whatever
Sure.
your favorite lines are, we'd love to hear you. Whatever your lines are, whatever favorites that you have, 2 lines, let's go. And then
Sure.
we'll end it.
2 lines. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo.
Sweet.
Jai Radha Raman.
Jai Radha Raman. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for having me on this
Thank you
podcast.
so much, RD. This was fun. This was
Genuinely.
enlightening. Thank you so much for taking your time and doing this.
Of course.
I hope you had
Grateful for
fun.
you.
Your raw, candid, unfiltered thoughts of being on the chill hour on that camera.
A conversation that helps you to find purpose, meaning, a path, to understand the world, to do it with humor and authenticity, acknowledging that we're not perfect, we're in progress. This is a conversation that really warmed my heart. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adi. This was a lot of fun. This was a lot of enlightenment.
Grateful.
Thank you for taking your time and doing
Thank you,
this.
my brother.
It was a personal learning as well. And I'm glad I could have it firsthand with you in front of me. So thank you so much for doing
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I'm going to skip the larger outro because I don't think I have the energy to do that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode, next Friday, same time, 6 p.m. Till then, it's a wrap. Hare Krishna.